Hi everyone. What I thought I'd do today is show you how to get an image actually onto a canvas or onto paper, because we all like to think that we can draw straight in, but actually it's quite difficult. So what I'm going to show you is a couple of easy ways that I normally use. Okay, so the first one, this is a really easy one, is I use carbon paper. You can use trace down paper, but it's quite expensive. But if you have trace down, that's brilliant. Basically, trace down has pencil lead on one side, whereas old-fashioned carbon paper has carbon ink on one side. Okay, so what I do is I just put that on my, and I'll just demonstrate on this paper here. What I'll do is I just put that on, and then I put my image. So I've got this image here. Okay, of this girl, so I'll just turn that a little bit so you can see. And what I do is I just get my pencil and I'll just show you a little bit, where I'll just draw this eye area here. Okay, so it's kind of like a method of tracing, if you like, but for me, I show this way because I just think if you want to concentrate on the painting rather than the drawing, and this is a really easy way to just go straight in with painting. Okay, we can labour over drawings a lot, and but if you want to try painting techniques straight away, then you can use this. Just go over all of your lines, just all the main bits. You don't need to shade in or anything, like so. And you can check it just by keeping hold of it, and as you can see, the drawing has come out in ink. Okay, so that's just an easy way of getting an image onto a board or paper, whatever. Okay, however, I really like drawing, actual drawing, so I use a method called gridding up, and the way I grid up is I cut my paper out, and I like to use a paper copy. There's lots of different things you can use for gridding up. There's lots of apps you can get. A particularly good one I use is called Drawing Grid Full. A lot of my students use that. And I think it's free, or maybe £1 or something like that. But it's actually pretty good, and you can move it around. You can lock it on an image as well. Okay. So what I thought I'd do is I'd show you my paper version, because I just like to have the paper version to work from. I find it easier to work with, and I'm going to show you how. So what I do is I'm going to use this image again. I'm going to cut it out. Okay. Like that. And I use this in for massive paintings. I use this. But I use this technique just because it just works. It just works for me. So I then have my image cut out, and I want to transfer it onto this board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half, okay, like that, and I'm going to fold it again, like that, and I'm going to fold it that way, like that, and then I'm going to fold it that way. So it's basically, when I fold, I'll press really hard there, when I fold it back out, it should be in 16 sections. So we've got, it's easy to see on the back. I've got a 4x4, which is 16, okay? It's actually easier to see if you then get your pencil, and I'll just do one of these to demonstrate. If you get your pencil and just go over the line, so you can see the line much more clearly, okay? What I'm then going to do is I'm going to put that onto this board. Now then, a lot of my students ask me, and I don't want to get too mathsy, but a lot of my students ask me, well, how do you know it's the same proportion as that exactly? So I'm going to show you a really simple way of doing it, okay? Right. What I do is I measure the length of my board, which measures 29.5, and I make a note of that, 29.5. And then I measure the width, and that's 20.5, just to be awkward. 20.5. I then get my calculator, or my phone in this case, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on, I don't know if you can see that, 29, sorry, I've done it wrong, 29.5 divided by 20.5, which is the, sorry, 0.5, which is the width, which equals 1.43. Okay, I'll make a note of that. 1.43. All right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my image and I'm going to measure the top. So the top measures 15. So that measures 15 centimeters along there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that 1.43 times 15 equals 21.58 or 21.6. Oh, it's gone back off. So 21.58. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my image, here we go, measures, so that's 15 there. So I need this edge to measure 21.58. Now that goes off there. So what I really could do is make sure that I can actually stick some on the end so it's the right proportion. Okay? Right. Now to get that onto there, I'm just going to demonstrate how to do it now. So what you then do is that's 20.5, so then you need to do this into 4. So that's 10 and a quarter. Do 5, I'll just do 5 and a bit. And I'll just do 5 and a bit. Okay? And then what I'm going to do to make sure it's even, I'm actually going to do, I'm going to measure both sides, because if you don't measure both sides, you can go wrong with it and you can get, skew width lines. So I'm just going to measure that up like that. And the same there. And the same there. And then I'm going to divide this by the length. So that is 29.5. So if you use your calculator, okay, so I'm going to do 29.5. So calculator. I actually failed maths at school. I was rubbish at maths. So I use calculator a lot. Divided by 4 equals 7.375. Right, so 7.3. So let's have a look. So I'm just going to do 7.3. 7.3. And 7.3. And I'm going to do it there as well. So I'm going to do, sorry, I have to keep lifting that up. 7.3. 7.3. And 7.3. And what I'm going to do is join those up as well. What I then have is a grid. Okay? Like that. Right. I don't know if you can see that. So I've now got my grid. Okay? So what I'm then going to do is I'm going to start drawing my picture onto my grid. So what I'm going to do though is I'm just going to do it a row at a time, because if you try and do all of it, it's too hard. So I'm just going to do that. This is the good thing about folding it, you see. This is what I quite like. So I'm just going to do that, and I'm just going to fold that as well. There we go. So I can only see this first section. So that section goes in there. Okay? So what I'm going to do is look on here and think, right, okay, so this bit of hair goes over slightly halfway, and I'll bring that up. And I've got a little kind of curl thing there. Think about, yeah, I've got another curl thing there, like that. I've got, you need to think about how far over this is. So I'd say it's about there. And that's all I can see. I can see a tiny little bit of forehead there. Then I'm going to put that over and I'm going to draw in my second section. So my second section, this comes up and you can see how the forehead joins on. It's not quite halfway, goes to about there. I'm going to go to my next section, which kind of comes across and down. And there's not much more. There are some hairlines in there, but I'll just kind of put them in simply. And then the last bit is Okay, so you do that until all of the drawing is done. Okay, that's basically how to grid. So I will now continue with this grid and I'll show you the end result. Okay.